Hey, welcome back everyone. Sorry I haven't been making many posts lately. Just been really busy. You know, I was in the middle of paper. So, okay, let me tell you the story about how I came to do this review. So I'm working on a paper, like a 8 to 10 page paper, and I just get really bored, and I say, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna forget about it for tonight and worry about it tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and play my favorite arcade game. That's right, guys. We're going to be reviewing my favorite arcade game of all time. And what is that game, you might ask? Well, you're going to find out in a minute, aren't you? Dig, 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 dig. Dig Dug. Out in 1982 for the arcades. It hit the arcades in 82 and was released in 85 for the NES, which is what we're going to be reviewing it on. And you know, what can I say? A masterpiece. An actual masterpiece. Very similar to Pac-Man, but at the same time, it's you know, its own unique, uh, its own unique video game, its own unique concept, and very effective. I mean, what else can I say? It's been modeled to. It's been featured on several ports. It's been on this, the NES port. It's been, obviously that's what I'm reviewing it on. It's obviously been on the MAME, the arcade emulator software. It's been included. I think it's been included, yeah, several Namco museums that PlayStation did at the beginning of the decade. For PS2 they had Namco Museum Classics. PS1 had Namco Museum Classics. And PS3 also had Namco Museum Classics, so pretty much all Sony systems included it at some point. Uh, Not sure about Atari. Atari might have made a port of it too. I'd have to look that up. But what can I say? You know, you guys are the viewers right now, and I mean, you tell me. I'm playing a very, very simple game right now. But I think, and this is my personal opinion, guys. Sometimes less is more, and this game is, man, this game is just so addictive. Yeah, not a whole lot in graphics. I think the emphasis was, why did I do that? The emphasis was more on gameplay at this time, and this game absolutely nails it. I mean, you can see the gameplay is smooth. It's action-packed. You don't have to just shoot enemies, or you don't have to eat a power pill like on Pac-Man. You can drop rocks on enemies and stuff, and of course I missed it there. Like Pac-Man, you get vegetables, or little things in the middle that come out and give you extra points. I mean, what else can I say? I mean, you get an extra life, extra lives for for hitting certain score levels in the game. And after, okay, yeah, as soon as this level's done, I'll introduce you to some of the enemies this game. Not too many. You only have, what? You have those orange puffy guys, not to be confused with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Men. Not many figures of those. They're their own. These guys are their own enemies. But you have those orange guys are called Pukas, which pretty much all they do is, ooh, so we got two. All they do is chase you around. If don't let them get to you, otherwise you'll die. And then you have the dinosaurs, the green guys, tigers they're called. They shoot fire. Wow. You wouldn't have guessed that in a million years, right? Tigers shoot fire. Okay. And what you got to do is you got to blow them up. They're pretty much big balloons, big inflatables that you'd see at the, what do you call that? I don't know, what do you call it? The one of those fairs or whatever, or the New York, what do you call it? I don't know. I'm just too tired. You know what I mean? Oh sweet, I got freaking 3 of them. 4,000. That's awesome. Whoa. I don't know. You see, those inflatable guys that you see at like a New York Macy's parade. Macy's parade. There you go. I got the term down. Need more caffeine. Need more caffeine. But anyway, yeah, so that's all you gotta do is you gotta burst them, pretty much. Burst their bubbles, pretty much. So it's a very simple concept, and Oh, there we go. I think it's very. This game is very underrated. Not to say that it hasn't been, that isn't considered a classic by many critics, because it is a classic, and you know it is. It's just it's a cultural icon, just like Pac-Man, but not so much as Pac-Man, and you know, so in many regards, I think it should have gotten better reviews just because it was so different from Pac-Man. But at the same time, it remains true to so many of the greats, you know, of the good aspects of Pac-Man that really made Pac-Man great. It kind of is a celebration of Pac-Man, I think. So you know, like when I play the game, I think of Pac-Man, but you know, you see all the action here. This is like an action, a very action-packed version of Pac-Man. You know. So, not crap, I do that. You know, you can drop. You know, no longer do you have to just eat power pellets and eat the ghosts. You know, now you can drop rocks on enemies. There are different combinations that you have. I mean, Pac-Man had combinations too, but there are different ways you can kill the enemies. There's a strategy to actually killing the enemies, whereas in Pac-Man you're just trying to get through a maze. You know, so it's Pac-Man kind of, but it's with a twist. It's with a very definite twist that makes it really really unique and you know, to the video game world, to the video game industry. So it was like nothing that anyone else had ever seen before. Uh, and so I think that alone speaks a lot for it. How it can, you know, resemble, you know, be so close to another video game and come out at pretty much the same time. And it's not plagiarism because it's its own unique idea, its own original concept. Uh, so I guess, guys, after all that rambling, that brings me to my official review of the game. As you know, I like to go out of 5 stars. What am I going to go ahead and give this game? 4.5, 4.5 out of 5 stars. This is going to be my official review of Dig Dug. Like I say, you know, very the port, you know, the NES port and the arcade port are pretty much the same, other than a couple minor, you know, graphic differences and possibly gameplay differences. 4.5 out of 5. Why? Why do I say that? Number one, the gameplay. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, you can pretty much do whatever you want to do in here. You're not going to worry about the game skipping on you. You have tons and tons of possibilities in this game to destroy enemies. You know, you can work different, you know, dig different paths throughout the dirt, drop rocks, collect vegetables or whatnot to get extra points. You can get extra lives in the game. Little flowers at the top of the screen tell you what level you're on. Overall, an addictive concept. You have to play it in order to really feel how addicting the game really is. That's my first reason for the 4.5. My second reason for such a high rating is the simplicity of the controls. In the arcades, of course, you'd have a joystick when you're playing the game. Joystick and a fire button. That's all there is to it. You go to an arcade, anyone, you know, it doesn't matter, you know, how dumb you are. Anyone can go in there and be, you know, put a coin in the machine and start playing right away. You don't even have to look at the labels and the buttons. I'm playing on a controller here, and all I I configure my PS3 controller, X, and the D-pad. That's all there is to it. So simplicity of controls is would be my second reason. And my third reason is kind of what I discussed earlier, was that it's kind of a celebration of Pac-Man. It's its own unique formula, original concept, but it kind of celebrates Pac-Man, and it kind of gives an underground, it's kind of an underground twist to the Pac-Man series. But at the same time, it has its own, like I say, its own unique concept, and that's why it's such a classic. I think it's slightly underrated in the video game industry, but like I say, you know, arguably so. It's been featured in several gaming magazines, been compared throughout the last 20 years to several other arcade games. Several of its, you know, of those that have, who have come after it, games that have been released after it. Those games have been compared and kind of been held to the standard that Dig Dug, of Dig Dug, and of the gameplay that Dig Dug's offered. So, yeah, really happy with it. 4.5 out of 5 stars, guys. You go ahead and give me feedback as you wish, but Yeah, just a really good game. Highly recommended. Please play this game. Please try it out if you ever get the chance. 4.5 out of 5. Thanks again for watching, guys. Talk to you later. Be back with you in a couple of seconds here.